comedy game design podcast by two guys who know nothing about comedy nor game design. We've been doing this for a number of years now, so you should know that I'm Trevor Scott. This is Ben Slinger. We've just completed a game in a week.
Yeah, we did the Brackey's game jam, and we made another Grant Grover kind of mystery. This one's a bit more of a straight visual novel style, a bit more linear, less puzzly than the previous one we did, which was called Open and Shut. This one is called
The Echo Runs
Deep. I nearly forgot, even though I've been writing it all week.
Yeah. So Ben's done a fantastic job with the writing. I've helped out wherever I could. This time it was more in the animation and the some extra little programming things in there, and just we're really lucky that we've got like this really cool framework that we're sort of built up.
Yeah, it's been really good. It meant that we could get this done in a week, whereas the past one took 2 weeks, and even that we were surprised at how much we got done in that 2 weeks. So the fact that we did this in just 1 week has been really, really good. So
my thought was for tonight, we're going to take the Brackey's Game Jam theme because we didn't really get to. We came up with some of the idea before we actually knew the theme, and then it's like, oh, how do we stick that into our idea?
And I think we did fairly well.
We did a pretty good job with. We didn't have the full idea this time. We kind of we went and saw weapons and discussed a couple of different ideas after that, and came up with the bones theme and
what the biscuit was, because we didn't say the theme for Brackey's Game Jam, if you haven't seen it, was risk it for the biscuit.
Yep.
Which is I wasn't a fan of originally. I think it worked out fine. You know, we just made it that there's literally a device called the biscuit that does a certain thing in this cyberpunk noirish world that we
it was our least favorite one. Like there was ones with like musical instruments,
like meeting points, like, or some that would have been really would have made sense in the world we were going for. But like I said, we made it work. But I think we could riff on that a bit and use that as our overarching theme for this episode.
Yeah. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to use our fucked up word generator thing again.
Yeah.
We're going to get one each, but we'll get one at a time. Sorry. So we'll feel free to choose or discard any of the words that you don't want to actually say there. So let's start.
Yeah. Okay. Unreconciled word of God. Now, we don't necessarily have to use word of God because I feel like there could be some weird things there. But although risking it for the biscuit in the case of like the Catholic, transmutation Eucharist,
it's risking it for turning all of the Eucharist into the body of Satan.
Into the body of Satan. Just they actually transmutate into flesh just in their packaging, there's just blood and skin, bits of liver.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a game there, but
I do like the idea of, risk it for the biscuit. You can have it more, there's that element of risk, like it's all or nothing. And I think in this case, that's where we
unreconciled could be interesting in that, like, to reconcile something is to, sort of bring them together and check consistency, but let's say.
Yeah.
So having to like risk something in two different kind of paths that are going to have to combine at the end, but you have to make these choices before they're reconciled.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to think of what that could look like. It could even be like, I'm thinking something like, over here you're building a tower out of certain blocks or whatever, and over on this side you're giving commands to a character, and you're trying to make it so this character can get to the top of the tower, fight its way up or whatever.
Yep.
But you're not seeing the character in the tower as you're building it. You're building them bit by bit and having to almost go back and forth and like remember, oh shit, I put, you know, an elevator over to the left here or whatever, or, you know, I had to put a bad guy in here. Almost like you're drafting the tower kind of blueprints-ish, but going upwards. And you're getting different things and then having to, like write essentially a program almost or a strategy for getting up there. And then those two things get brought together and you see how it went kind of thing. Watch it play out.
Yeah, that could definitely work.
And it's that risk level of bringing
the leaning tower of Babel, as it were.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, if we want to bring the word of God back into it, for sure.
I mean, the further up you get, the more things start making sense. A la, you know, your chance of Sonara or something like that. But it's a little bit more. The higher the tower goes,
I mean, you could almost do it as a roguelite sort of thing where, like as you get to certain heights of tower, you unlock parts of the language that then explain more or allow you to do more in the next run or that sort of thing. Yeah. But again, it's very much this, you know, maybe it even gives your person a new ability, right? Like that they can shoot, you know, I'm almost thinking of a reverse elevator action sort of thing, but playing out. Do you know what I mean? Like where it's just sort of these simple sorts of things, but you've had to say, all right, turn left, shoot, go forward until you hit an elevator, go up the elevator. Like, without actually being able to directly compare with what you've built. Particularly if then the building is, drafted with some randomness, maybe even using Tetrisy sort of block, you know, like different things like that. I don't know. It could be kind of fun.
It could be kind of fun. Let's click again then.
Yeah. So you go this time.
We have Risk It for the Biscuit and Inauthentic Spinal Accessory.
An inauthentic spinal accessory. I mean, this sounds very cyberpunk.
It really
already. Fits right into our Grant Grover world.
Yeah,
the Groververse, as I like to call it.
The Groververse. We have recently been discussing what the next game of that could potentially
look like. Potentially.
So I don't think we include that in here, because that's something that I want to work on. But for this, I do like the idea of Grant is, you know, going down into having a look at this latest tech piece that has come out from a group that has caused numerous injuries or something like that. And one of the clients is getting them to, you know, try and find all the information.
So what's this spinal attachment? What's its claim? Like, what is it supposed to do? What claim is it making? Is this some sort of maybe nerves?
I'm thinking extra strength or something like that, you know?
Yeah, but I'm just trying to think of like what, I guess it depends on how big, like, is it sort of an exoskeleton thing? Is it sending out nanites that into your spinal fluid that then strengthen your bones or
but the fact that
is it almost like a, because again, I'm just thinking of, okay, you've got all your nerves running down your spine. Is this something that is it almost like a drug? It makes everything feel more intense, like actual physical touch more intense. Or something.
But because this is inauthentic and actually almost like a bootleg, it makes you feel nothing now.
Oh, it's just numbing people completely.
Yeah.
That's an interesting thing because then, it just completely cuts out all feeling receptors at all, pain, pleasure of physical touch.
Yeah. And so it's permanent. But it's, you know, one of these things.
As far as we can tell so far, like even even removing the attachment does not restore the nerves.
I so want to bring like a Spinal Tap reference of, you know, turning it up to 11. You get a slight feel like.
Well, or maybe that's what causes it. Maybe this thing goes up to 11 and people can't resist it because it feels so good. But when they turn it up to 11, that's the threshold.
Burns out the nerves.
It burns out the nerves and they go, at least on these inauthentic ones. In fact, that's how you know they're inauthentic. They've got an 11. The normal ones only go up to 10.
Yeah. But this one goes to 11.
But this one goes to 11.
So why wouldn't you want to buy it? Because this one,
like, we couldn't just make 10 be more effective. This one goes to 11.
But this one goes to 11, and that's the problem. Like I mean, if they made the real one go to 12, like, they may have a case.
Maybe,
you know,
and I mean, and if they don't want to burn out people's nerves, they could just make 12 the same as 10 and scale it.
Exactly.
Right? No one would know.
They could even make 12 the same as 8 and even less burn it out.
Yeah. But anyway, this one goes to 11.
Yeah. There's something there. I like this as like a, you know, the risking it is literally if you don't find
that's
this quick enough.
I think, you know,
you're going to have a whole heap of people buying this fake one that goes to 11 and getting irreparably harmed. So,
yeah, I like this as almost a bit of a, because we haven't done a whole lot in that world with sort of the corporate side of things. Obviously, we had Mindsec in Open and Shut doing some stuff, but it'd be interesting. They
get mentioned again.
I try to do a few callbacks in there, but having it explore that a little bit more and the world of augments and stuff, especially with the tension there that we've got with Grant not having the augments, obviously, could be cool. Mm-hmm. And that gives us the opportunity to, now we can bring Arlo back as a recurring character too, as the, like, you know, underworld tech dealer. You get some work with them, get some goss.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, right across from the other coffee shop. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, that's just circumstance.
That's just what happens in a game jam when you got a week. You just reuse old assets.
It. I mean, what you do, it's not even that it's right across from the old coffee shop. It's literally where the coffee shop was, and I switched two of the buildings because I didn't want to mess with all the, like, lighting and stuff.
Even funnier. That's great. Okay,
right,
then you want to click again?
Yeah, let's do it. Mailing. I'm not going to take the other. Just mailing.
Good. Mailing.
Yeah, as in MAILING. So, I mean, risk in the postal service or risking it's about choosing, like, balancing up paying extra for express and maybe not getting things on time or to their places on time. You know, it could be a bit of a spinning plates kind of thing of you've got orders coming in, they're due at certain points. Yeah, and you're having to choose what methods to send them by that all have different costs or something.
Yeah, and then if anything's going to the US, you just send it back to sender.
Oh, yeah, well, because, you know.
Because the tariffs, you know.
I mean, we don't pay the tariffs in that case, but yeah, people aren't going to buy it. We're going to have to charge them so much more.
Yeah, but that's one of the things that has happened recently in real life, that the Australian senders are just not sending it
for sure
to the US. Because, yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
So by having those sort of things, almost like a what's it called? We always go back to this, but
like a match 3. No. There's lots of things you always go back to. Custom peripheral?
Lucas Pope.
Right. Like an Obra Dinn. No, or
the other one.
The other one. The Papers, Please.
Papers, Please. There we go.
Well, yeah, perhaps
my brain isn't working tonight.
That's all
Just
right.
the idea of you look at your parcel and you go, okay, that doesn't have the right stampage for right now. It was postmarked, you know, 2 days ago, so that's still fine. For those rules.
Yeah, you could do something like that. However, what I was kind of thinking could be interesting is you're getting packages in. Mm-hmm. They've got a like an estimated date that they should be received by. You've got these multiple methods and you're almost just dragging them into the different things. But you'll have, this is where the multiple rules could come in, because it's like, oh, if I send at least 6 things via, you know, the slightly slower method, then I'm going to get a discount on that, right? It's going to cost me less overall, but those, you know, people might get their things a day or two late. And so you're sort of balancing up the customer experience and their, like, your reputation versus how much money you're spending on shipping versus, and then, yeah, like by doing it by then you might have, this thing's fragile. I can't send it the cheapest 3 ways, or like these ones are particularly known for not being able to keep track, keep those things. And so again, having to balance up your different attributes for where you're going to send them and the deals, basically the deals you have, or like, the ways that those particular methods of mailing work could be really cool. And having it be almost fast paced, you've got a certain amount of time to get as many packages as you can out. And so then there's a lot of opportunity for, I put that, fragile one with fucking Australia Post and they're going to kick it onto the doorstep.
Yeah. That's got some cool stuff. And there's definitely a little bit of risk. It's like, well, they said that they wanted to get it there faster. Like,
that's it. Right.
We go, the Dodgy Brothers, they'll get it there
eventually. Or they'll get it there fast, but
they'll get it
intact.
there fast, but they just shove them all into the van.
Yeah, it's like that
and they
one.
Get them out
that
there
one has no
day.
limit. Like there might also, because you could also have like, we can only take 5 things via this method one day. It's like, no, Dodgy Brothers, they take as many as you want. We'll get them in there. It's all right,
and we'll get it there before close of business.
Yeah,
it's like great.
And you've just got a random chance of like how intact it's going to be when it arrives. But I mean, that could be interesting then, because you can have modifiers for some of that randomness then too. It's like, okay, you've got.
Do I want to risk it?
You've got this particular upgrade, and it's like paying under the table or something, and the Dodgy Brothers will do a slightly better job with your packages or something. It's like, now it's only a 25% chance instead of 50% chance that it's going to end up there completely destroyed. I like that actually. I think there's some really interesting mechanics there and tensions between the different systems. So that's cool. I like that one.
Definitely.
Drop me some more words, Trevor.
Raisable texture.
Okay. RAIS or RAZ?
RAIS.
Okay. So it can be raised upwards, not that it can be raised to the ground.
Capable of being raised upwards.
Yeah. Okay. And
texture.
Texture. Okay. And biscuits. Or risking it for the biscuit.
Risking it. So texture does. I like the idea of something being tactile and
maybe this is actual biscuits. The texture of the biscuits as you like how you cook them. I mean, raising with like yeast.
I found out something interesting about biscuits today, and a biscuit only really means something that has been like cooked twice or something like that.
Oh,
like
I did. Yeah. It's like twice. Yeah. Right. Because then a Triscuit, I think, is triple cooked.
Yeah.
And it's a brand name, but like that's why they call it.
So the idea of, the different textures and the different, it being able to be capable of being raised, it means, okay, you didn't use too much flour in that one and make it like a fucking brick.
Yeah.
So therefore, good work you, but the texture is off. Like, how do we...
Is this a bread simulator of some sort?
Well, I'm thinking that it's definitely something about... Maybe you're trying to reverse engineer like a competitor's product, and you're trying to come up with the same same things,
the same attributes.
Same attributes.
How like the color, how fluffy it is, the how springiness, the crumb, what the crumb is like,
the taste.
No, we don't care about the taste.
It's all about the feel, because no one cares about the taste. Everything tastes like paste. Everything tastes like paste.
Bread doesn't have a taste. You just put butter on it and then you taste the butter.
Yeah.
It's a vehicle.
Although a sourdough does have taste, but that's from the funkiness of the sour.
Yeah. Or maybe I just can't taste bread. No, I very much enjoy bread. In fact, it's a bit of a Slinger tradition, which makes the fact that my dad is now celiac so much more tragic.
I thought you were going to say hilarious, and I'm like, that's not right. But it is funny.
It is. I mean,
it's darkly funny.
Tragically funny. Yes.
But no, I think that's definitely got some ideas in there that you could actually take.
Could we take it then in a slightly wackier direction? Because could it not also could it not just be about the dough rising, but it could be about you raising this bread as if it's your child, like raising it in the same way a parent raises a child. So you finally make the perfect bread. That's like the first part, and now it's about teaching them to walk, how to socialize, reading, writing,
consent, teaching all about
all
consent.
the important things. If someone wants
about the
to
birds
take
and
a
the bees.
bite out of you, you must give them consent first.
Or you could remove that consent and then they can't take a bite out of you.
Yeah, at any time. Even if their teeth are already slightly through your crust.
You can say no.
Yeah.
And then they must stop right then and there. Because it's your bready body.
Once they get to
I shall call you Ginger.
Once they get to
gingerbread.
Gingerbread. Once they get to teenagerhood and they're starting to mold under the arms, need to start dealing with the smell and then once they get old and stale, you can watch them grow up. Unfortunately, bread doesn't have a long shelf life.
It doesn't have a long shelf life.
So
it's sort of like
the whole process
2 weeks.
happens over a couple of weeks, unless you freeze it.
But then you
just pull another
need to get
child
consent
out of the freezer.
You need to get consent again.
Oh yeah, to freeze it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the challenge: is
taking away from their bodily autonomy.
When is the age of consent for being frozen? Because is it early enough that they're still fresh when they come out, or do they have to have aged enough to really know what they're consenting to? And by that point, it almost doesn't matter because they're already kind of a little stale.
And the mold is already set in.
The mold is set in. I mean, it's a fantastic metaphor for raising children.
That's a way homer. That's one of those things that you're going to be thinking of, and you go, "Wow, I really got the metaphor that they were going for." Then, like by that time, the Andrew Tate has already got in there, and it's like really starting to fester.
Andrew Tate bacteria.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
and that one's not a penicillin kind of mold.
No, it's a real nasty one.
Yeah, it's like I don't know enough.
Click again.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Risk it for the biscuit. Dusty bronzed diabetes, which is just an interesting phrase.
It is.
Well, and weirdly, bronzed diabetes is one thing.
Yep.
Because apparently, when iron accumulates in the tissues, you get bronzed skin and a large liver and diabetes. There's a bunch of fun stuff, but. Dusty bronzed diabetes is still a fun thing to say.
It is. It rolls off the tongue. Okay. Do I like that?
We don't have to use all the words. Making a game that involves diabetes is maybe a little bit, tricky. But dusty and bronzed is kind of evocative in a way. Where I feel like maybe we can. Is this like you're dusting off your old weapons or armor or something?
I mean, yeah, it could be. Could be.
Like someone returning to the fray of... Is this like one of these situations where it's modern times, but they're like an ancient warrior who's lived for 1,000 years and they have to don their helm?
I mean, when you say risk it for the biscuit, they literally mean risk it because, like, if they're going out, like they're gonna go out strong.
It's do or die.
Still or die.
They didn't get
do
to
like the
1,000
idea
years
of
old by not risking it for the biscuit. Little do we know that is a 1,000+ year old phrase.
Yeah, exactly. I've been playing a bit of Hollow Knight, getting prepared for this week's Silk Song release.
Don't believe you. It's not coming out. It's all a prank.
It's not a prank. I'm 100% sure it's coming out. I'm going to buy it day one and I'm going to play the fuck out of it because I'm really looking forward to that game. Yeah. But I like the idea of this is sort of like the person who has been training up all the warriors of this town. Like their last warrior has gone off and has been defeated by this.
Okay.
By this evil. And in order to save the village, they need to go out and rescue, because I'm imagining that these other warriors have just been captured, and maybe it's, you know, one of your other pupils is actually the one who's sort of behind all of it or something like that.
The old something betrayal there of your mentee.
Yeah, like you cast them aside, and so they learned the dark arts from someone else, and
a real Aaron Burr situation.
Back.
You know, who we all know betrayed George Washington. I don't know.
Betrayed Hamilton.
I know. I was just thinking of like him being pushed aside for Hamilton, who then becomes the you know, right-hand man. But
yeah.
No, I like the idea of the warriors.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what sort of world is this? Where are we is this a kind of swords and sandals kind of situation of Bronze Age warriors, or are we taking that sort of in a different direction? Like, what are these warriors? How are they fighting?
I do like the idea of sword and shield with some magic.
Okay.
Kind of like a
300 sort of
sword
thing.
And sorcery sort of thing. I'm again thinking it's that 2D side scroller style of combat. There's something about that just
maybe like a Nidhogg sort of vibe. Or a Prince of Persia, you know, it'd be the original ones.
Yeah, I do like the idea of like the combat is more like blocking and.
Ooh. What about? You remember Hotline Miami? How that was very much about like bust into a room, kill a bunch of people as quickly as possible. You might die. If you die, you do it again, but you know where they are. So it's like getting just those short sequence of moves for that room down pat.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like that idea of coming into a space in a 2D side scrolling sort of thing. And you've got a few moves at your disposal of like, okay, throw a spear up here, like duck under, you know, block a thing, and like basically just doing this, what then ends up being a really cool sequence of moves essentially.
Yeah. It's very similar to, there was a game that kind of did that.
Was it Katana Zero? Is that what you think?
Katana Zero. Yep.
Yeah, that did also come to mind. Yeah.
I want it to be a little bit more like, but the combat as well can be very much like if they throw something high, you've got to block to do high.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Yeah,
you can then counter, but that can then be countered. So
yeah. So you might
people,
always get like a sequence of things. It's like, all right, come in here, like attack. Oh, he hit me high. All right, next time I'm going to block high. You know, okay, come in here, attack, block high. Oh shit, they like took my legs. You know, like, or someone else came behind me, or whatever it was, or jumped from above. And yeah, having that, you're almost having to remember that sequence just for that room to get through it. But at the end of it, you feel like a fucking master because you're just like blocking these attacks as they come. You know, grabbing an arrow out of the air and spinning around and throwing it back or something, like doing these ridiculous moves.
Yeah. And of course, you can get through it in a way that, you know,
it doesn't have to be
you may have taken
way.
some damage.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, of course. Again, like the Hotline Miami sort of thing. I mean, that was pretty much one hit, one kill, but it's not that there's one specific way to get through it. Yeah. It's just more about, okay, getting a feel for the rhythm of the combat in this room and where everyone is and what you might have to do. And then, yeah, kind of combining your pre-knowledge of that room with your reflexes of what you've got at your disposal.
Yeah. Well, I think that brings us to the end of tonight.
Yeah.
I think that's a good one to end on. I don't really think we need to go any further than that.
So, yeah, thank you for joining us this week on Bitstorm. If you'd like to find our previous episodes online, you can go to bitstormcast.com or anywhere else that you find podcasts to your taste.
Yeah, and if you like the song that we play at the start and end of each episode, that song is called Mount Defiance off of the album Containment Failure by the band Kuradust. You can find it for free at kuradust.bandcamp.com.
.com.
Now I'm wondering it.
Have we been saying .com is .net the whole time? I think it's .com.
I'm pretty sure it's .com.
We'll check after this.
I haven't checked it for a long time. But anyway,
thank you again for joining us.
You can actually also hear us on another podcast. It's on the One Last Late Night Talk Show feed, but we do appear in a number of episodes on that podcast, as well as a special side podcast now called Earnings.
A completely improvised
really fucked.
earnings call. It's all over the place. It's sort of the Succession style vibe, but with ridiculousness, and it's not safe for work.
Yeah, definitely not safe for work,
that.
but so fun. So much fun.
Fun to do, definitely.
So One Last Late Night Talk Show that can be found at bigtallboys.com. BIGTALLBOYS.com. Yes.
Yeah. Cool. Well, thank you again for joining us this week on Bitstorm. I'm Ben Slinger.
I'm Trevor Scott, and I think this time we risked it for the biscuit.
I got a biscuit.
Did you get consent to eat that biscuit?
Yes.